So today I'm going to dabble in something a little different. I have this small Solstice car, and right now he doesn't work, but I'm going to try and fix him. So this is his run before I worked on him. He was pretty good, but he drifted out a lot, and he didn't carry as much speed. So I'm going to take him apart, give him a nice racing stripe, and then see if I can fix his wheels and his weight, because he is a very light car. So first things first, I'm gonna paint him. These spray paint him first. This is what I do because then I can let the paint dry while I fix his chassis and his wheels and his weight. So I really don't measure very much. I'm not an exact guy. I just like to look at it, take a guess, and then just tape it up. So I'm putting all this masking tape on so I can spray paint the part that is exposed, and then that can dry and he'll have a stripe right there in the middle. So I'm going to use some red spray paint. I like this stuff. I really just like spray paint, period. And not too much, not too little. Like 5 squirts. Let that dry. Oh, and clean up afterward. So here we are. Solstice's main problem is that he's a very light car. So this is something I do to all the cars. I will oil their wheels. I mean, all cars' wheels should be oiled, spin smoothly. So whenever I fix a car, I oil their wheels. It really helps them. Even, I mean, I didn't try this, but I probably could have just oiled his wheels while he was together and seeing if he could make it down the track. But now, I usually put that inset back on and see where are the spots that I can put hot glue in. Because I don't really use the lead weights or make them super heavy. I just like to weight them down a little bit more so they make it down the track. So I find the different holes and gaps, fill them up with hot glue, so then the car actually weighs something. But while hot gluing, you also have to make sure that you don't fill up any spot where the peg would go back in, or that helps clamp everything together. Because if you do that, then the car won't go back together properly and it will hurt his speed. So this is, I'm checked after hot gluing, I check to make sure it still clicks together. It does. Usually I get the wheels back in there. Sometimes I'll clip the wheels apart and then hot glue them in one at a time so they have better roll. But this guy's wheel axles were really straight, so I didn't do that. There's also a gap up in the back that I can fill with hot glue. But sometimes filling the back usually has the biggest gaps. But sometimes filling those is not really a good thing because then he's really back heavy and he drifts a lot. So this is not a bad car to work with. It's one of the easier cars that I've worked with. I usually put my finger on the hot glue after a little bit just to help the cooling process, but if you do it right after, it really burns your finger, and that's an ouchie. So continuing to fill the car gaps with hot glue. I'm just showing you all this because it really does take quite a lot of work and time to do this, and you have to be careful. So after pushing that hot glue down, you check the car to make sure it works. And I also found one more spot behind the steering wheel in the front. You can actually add a lot of hot glue without it showing up in the car. That's another thing. I never want the hot glue that I'm using to weight the car down with or stick it together to show, because I like the car looking sportsier. I like it looking good. Most of you guys like to look at good looking cars, so I try to give them good paint jobs, try to give them nice, try not to mess them up. So I filled that up with hot glue, and that will actually help because that's in the front half, so that will weight the car down in the front to counteract that hot glue that I put in the back earlier. So the paint is still drying on the car outside, and we just finished hot gluing. So the paint's now done drying. We skipped forward a lot. Doing voiceovers is kind of weird just because everything goes so much faster. Like, I spent 30 minutes on this. But anyway, I slowed this part down just so you could have the suspense of not seeing it until now. I mean, look at that. I really like that red on yellow. It's a really nice sports stripe there. So I put the car back together, and I'm going to oil his wheels one more time just to make sure they haven't collected any dust or rolled over anything. I oiled them the first time as like a preliminary oiling. Then I usually oil them right before so that the car is in tip-top shape to go racing on the track. I'm actually kind of excited to see how this car does compared to its non-fixed. It always feels so good when you're able to fix a car. So here's its run after I worked on it. And it will make it all the way down. Maybe not the best. It still has a little bit of back drift, but that's okay. We'll now have it race my other custom car. As you can see, they both had red stripes. I like that red stripe. See, he drifts right there, and he gets passed up. So he'll lose. That other custom car didn't make it across the finish line, though. I mean, he sort of did, but Solstice had to push him across. Thank you for watching, guys. This has been me fixing up an old yellow Solstice car. Hit that like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching RoadRunner Raceway!